Hi family, welcome back to my channel. Igama lami kusikhona. Namhlanje ngikhuluma ngoZuma. The funny part is that when ngicabanga namhlanje I was like, okay, like I don't even know. That's how horrible I am. But thank you, Mama. So thank you so much for guys. I truly appreciate. Can you please introduce yourself, Mama? Where do you come from originally? Because I think whatever that you're going to say up will be probably new to me as well.
It means Zuma esisishilo igama lozalo khanyisile ngizalwa kwaNtuli so ndinamtuli asingashadile kwaZuma ke kwaZuma lapho ngijabule khona kusebusika but I'm in Durban because of umsebenzi. I came to Durban after ngishadile. See now, going back in time. I got married in 2003, and then in 2006 I came to Durban to study. Then I've stayed in Durban since. So I'm originally from Msinga, but I stayed in Durban in Marital.
2003 I was doing standard 4. Like literally I was like pre-primary or primary.
Yes.
I was literally 2003. I was literally in primary. Mama, where's Msinga?
Msinga is outside. It's an hour and a half outside of Marital.
Not Durban.
No. Msinga is Marital side.
Because someone was saying to me about I'm in your, like you said, Conway means what, I'm in your province. With and I'm like, where are you? It's just like, I'm in Msinga.
Yes, Msinga is in KZN. It's just that it's not close to me.
Now, people, they make it as if you like blast. Because I'm like, people would really make it like, if you say it's an hour and a half from PNB.
Yeah.
So that means from Durban it's like
2.5 hours.
That's literally like Potchefstroom, sort of like Coxtedish, Nyanga. Mama, take me when you were growing Usakula. Did you ukulele Msinga? No bushadele Msinga.
Ngishadele Msinga. Ekhaya kithi la ngizalwa khona is Howick, just outside PNB.
I see how.
Yes. And Howick le khulele khona ngasindiswa. When I got saved I was doing matric. No, just immediately after matric, 1 year after matric. That was year 2000. That's when I got saved.
What was the family a Christian setting already, or?
It was a Christian setting, but not the born again Christian setting. Yes. Ngikhule ekhaya kumama umkhulu bemfundisi wasezanini. So isonto lesekhaya. Sifake ejoyini singamavolontiya wamasayo. Insindiso ngithole ngivakashile u-anti wami uhlala eMoyriba. So mangifika khona bekune-tent yemvuselelo ibeyikhona. So we used to go there, yazi vele intende ngisuke kumnandi to dance and siyodlala siyohleka and all stuff. Then ngasindiswa ke ngasindiswa ngekhaya sengisiniswa. When I was spending
what do you say Ekhaya? Like you come back with because Ekhaya is called Zion, and there is a difference in Zion. Never still see. Even though there's Jesus, there's God, there's the Holy Spirit, but there's somewhere somehow the dots don't really connect.
Yes.
Now you come back because pretty much if you've concept Ekhaya, we are a mission. So what Ekhaya, then what do you do? How do you now then live life?
By the time we figure Ekhaya already, the message say figure before we figure okay, then man figure already said in a family meeting we all we sat like literally around the table is everyone there, my mother, Gogo, Pulu, or Auntie Bamti, like it's a woman, yes, to Auntie Makona, my sisters, so I guess is really the thing that was like, and I was so prepared. You know, I miss that angazi the passion, the zeal, the energy, mawusaqeda ukuthola uJesu, you are prepared for anything. And then I was ready for them. I had ngafike amavesi ngiwabhekishile amanye ingathi abawa-understandi nakahle bazakhona. So I had amavesi everything yazi vele bazongi-attack-a yephi wena usesiwenza amasiko ini ngabe ngiready ngokushumayela 9 ukukhumbula kwabo udlulile. I was ready, I was there. So nje yaba khona le meeting sayikhuluma sayi-address babona ngesimenzela ukuthi she's gone. But bekuba khona wona lawo ama-challenges abakhona from time to time ke ngamasengikhulise konje, but no, don't run away ngoba inkonzo isegcekeni. Mabekhonza hambe inkonzo bekhonze, but make it clear ukuthi where you stand and who you are. Yeah.
And how was that? Like how? Because if you say Uti, you were like probably doing like matric. Like, hey, you are still a child. Yes. It's not like you're financially dependent. You're still the same people that ought to because one thing I've noticed about the inkolo, it gets to be very personal. If ever it's like it gets to be very personal. How do you address the dynamics?
No, I just at times it's being the courage to stand firm and say, no, this is what I believe in and this is what. But also you need the wisdom to also, as much as you address that in a firm way, but also be respectful. That's the one thing. Especially with young people who came over when I see this way, I was then you start being disrespectful. Respect them as your parents, stay to your course, but in a respectable manner.
Stand your ground.
Yes, stand your ground, yes. That's where they also Betty gained respect for me when I stood my ground. No matter what, no matter consequences, because vele kuzoba nama consequences. Okay, ngoba wena vele sewusindisiwe, uJesu wakho ke ithakakunike imali ka1 no 2 no 3, uJesu wakho ithakakwenzela u4 no 5 no 6. Yeah, so even if there are consequences, face those consequences with God. Uthi noma ngingathini ngithi, but I'm the leader. And then as Curtis Kubeka, then they started respecting me. Then guys like the Lord waphutha mama wathi mntanami manje angiyazi indlela yezibini, so mawubona ukuthi lokho kuyakusebenzela kulungile mntanami. And then I praise the Lord for that. That was Kwanzaa. Even going forward, it's not always smooth, it's not always easy. Ngoba noma ezobesho njalo mhlawumbe kusasa sekwenzeka something uzobe ngeke uyangihlasisa yenza at least yenza lokho, at least kuzoba khona ikhathi,
at least yenza more compromises.
Yes.
But who do you have in the gospel? If like higher concerts are your, where do you then fellowship outside of like high?
Yes, fellowship outside. Then I started fellowshipping in Assemblies of God, which was not in the area Benguyo. So for me to fellowship la AOG, I had to go back to Marital, new Kwanzaa. But mine ifikile ekhaya, then ngikhonze nabo la.
Which is ekhaya, there's no basindi.
Yes, there was no. Because it was in the rural areas of Hamik. So if I wanted the evangelism, I had to go elokishini or a then no elokishini like Bokomeni or in town.
Okay.
So I didn't know anybody there as well.
But who kulisa you?
I went back to Marital. Like most of the time, after seeing this one day, I spent most of my years there. So
Marital.
Okay. That's where I had the church. So in Kaya, I would come, then get.
Okay. And then do
because what the Lord did, man sindiswa sasindiswa sobabili and I'm the so we both consensus sakula sobabili and then insindisweni kukhona abazalwane sibafithe khona osisabadala yakomoya lokhona sisabadala wona osisabadala.
Yes.
So we khona osisialetha osisiabuthina abona usumbapho ngathi abebangeli like that.
Yes.
So baby.
Mama, let me backtrack a bit before, because it's something I'm thinking about it now. On the day of salvation, prior before you get saved, we as a family, or it was just new the time set ended. This is pretty much different from Lang Suga Call.
When you get this way, like I said, we area besihlala kuyo bengekho
Yes.
in fact bengafiki umuntu ozobeshumayela ukuthi Jesu uyasindisa but bengesizwe masihlanganiswe khona basindisiwe but bengakazi ngicabange nje lendlela abakhonza ngayo bengayazi nokuthi sihlukana kanjani thina nabo. The only thing I knew is that nje abayenza amasiko. That's the only thing. Yes. So masifike etendeni then silibeke ivangeli because and then I started to learn about the Miraculous.
Just to remember the day you accepted Christ, like the day you're like, no, I'm familiar.
I think that day was so, because we went there Tina just to have fun, sihlale, sijive, sihleke, masibethandaza. Yes.
That's the vibe that we get.
And then that day, I think it was around the Pasika. It was in April when I could say. I remember I could say on the 26th of April. So bakhulunywa ngoJesu inhlupheko zakhe and why he had to go to the cross for our sake and all of that. Lapho kwaphela khona ukudlala this way because besihleka like most of the time umshumelo behlekisa abavele he was funny so besithanda lo majokes but the day wayephumile endlaleni it was so serious and it became so real for me kwakungathi ngiyambona uJesu zonke like you know you never get casual, you never get to think how real the cross was.
Yes.
It just becomes like
one of the stories.
Yes, but the way he preached it that day, it became so real. The pain that he went through, everything that he went through, and to round it all off, it was just for me, And then that's. I remember I went to the front, I was crying, I forgot about I forgot everyone, must be a how when I can't return.
And then also serious, was serious, So you grow with the mama bakona that grows you in the gospel, but you have a personal mentor. Umuntu that right nje ukafika nale calling just nje usaqala nje ukukhula and knowing Christ better. Do you have someone that guides you, like it's mama mentors today? Did you have that figure?
I wouldn't say I had a mentor per se. I just had people that I looked up to. I think the reason I didn't have a mentor is because of my personality. I mean, I'm a very reserved person. And I, by nature, I love my own space. So I let very few people to get into my space. Even if ngiyathanda, sometimes if ikhona lento ngiyathanda ukufinyelela, but kuba naleya anxiety ukuthi mayesesondele kakhulu eduze. I don't know. There's that, and that's the
things I can attest to that. I kind of feel what you're saying.
Yeah, so I think that was the main reason I didn't really have a mentor. But I looked up to a lot of people, and I did get ukusizwa abantu abaningi. So I would kwakukhona umuntu engambala, to be specific, is one sister once beyimdala ugogo basically ukuthi bekamashadana sister nomsasikhonza naye. Then uyena ke beka alokho esibiza ayofika phela nizovakasha, then I would go to her and we'd sit and talk and sikhulume apheke azaqeda xokujeqe azaqeda, then we would talk about anything and everything. Yeah, so uyena ngasho noma mentoring yakhe was not more towards ubizo, but ground empilweni yokusindiswa, because sometimes we have amavesi uvuthe emoyeni, but to be grounded ukuthi okay, behavior, how do I behave, how do I talk, how do I conduct myself in life in general. She had a lot of inputs in my life.
You guys are fortunate mates in a way. Abasebaningi abantu abanjalo nowadays. Abasebaningi abantu that can can literally see. I'm not sure whether as phone to ground or in a way, or bona bantu that sit you down and ground you as a young person. This is out of the preaching, because I normally say, preaching is very good, to be honest, but phone just settles you. Like to have someone that this is how you do it. Be like, okay, hold on a second. Why then you can get clarity. Because in the preaching setting, and was raise the sun, like be like, that's really, it becomes a little bit disrespectful. In fact, we don't do it. It's not even disrespectful, but it does not allow you to do it.
Yeah, that's a good point, because even preaching, sometimes preachings can create in confusion and misunderstandings zona self. Because that is opposite them, maybe preacher or but when you're sitting down and okay, then that's where it wasn't told, oh okay, it is so clear. If it's a gray area, it's a gray area, and then this is how I need to address it. For example, I must figure into this. During sifike osisi ngababadala bevangeli lakudala sifike osisi befakaza bithi sindisiwe anshelwa so kade ngashelwa ngokubona ukuthi senguyi imangithi hayi mina ngeke ngilose ngaya yithi ndawo ayikho lento engiyocela phansi ngiyofasta ngiyithatha ngiyahamba nje ngibona ukuthi ayikho le. But lama talks that we used to have with Sis Nomsa, iwona ngikwazi ukubuza ukuthi kanti manje ku wrong manje hayi ayikho lo
ayisho kanjalo
uthi wathi osonto wathi phela ungesikhathi usindiswa uyigeslet usuyageza noma ngathi ubumuhle bamuhle kakhulu you attract more.
Even so fasting you can do
it attracts. uJesu wabuya ku fasting ka 40 days and 40 nights wahamba wayolima usathane ubani ke wena ukuthi uzothi awushelwa ngokusindisile yabona uthi ezinye izinto it's difficult to take them out mase zafakwa kakhulu bana, so we just
siyayizwa nje but
just let it be.
You know, one of the things I'm konze assembles but I do go in fellowship from time to time. Mangasekhaya nje ngodukile, I'll go in fellowship there. But kakhulukazi is one of the things that makes me to go and sit down. Because I think they make me they somehow ground me when some pressure that the church, the community, the society, but when I go there in fellowship, on 60 with so much confidence and so much contentment in Christ. We are like, you know what? I'm teaching because they literally come and come. That's the only thing I think in the fellowship was in Gabama. And I'm only if that's why my youth don't my girls what because sometimes when I have opportunity where they speak, I literally am there for them because they really and one to content in Christ. You can see we are clear. Sometimes I say about to content I say no 21 at least but like show the contentment about Christ. You be like, okay, this is what I'm here for. After that, you come on my spirit is a little bit. Revive the because honestly, unless we single parent, unless we do, but it is single women, single rebel. That's not really, we don't have much of that. And at least there's people that you can look up to that can still inspire you.
Yes, that's true.
So Mama, you grow in the gospel and you get married. You get married before calling or you get married after calling?
I got married before calling. I don't know whether the calling, I think the calling was always there, just that I was not ready to hear and answer, but I got married before that. And any nokuthelela ukuthi ngithi I got married before the calling or ngingayizwa i-calling is the setup or the way allow me to call it the tradition of our church. Yes. The way that us as young at that time, well, actually even now, the way that our young girls or young women in the church are raised. Till now we are raised more umufika sifundiswa singamantombazane sifundiswa more in ways of taking care of the home, preparing you in the future you're going to get married. When it's ministry wise, you are taught more towards worship or prophet, but we are not really groomed in the word. You know, we will see, okay, I might have this zeal or passion for preaching and teaching the word and such things. So automatically in our mentality, we leave that for our brother. Like automatically, even the choice open air, no brother says okay, obviously easy brothers bani thina sizohlabelela sizothandaza sizothini make kwaba khona ubrother
the tradition of the
brothers bani sokwenza lo unless it's why there's no father or there's no brother, then we jump in, but as soon as you feel so that's the mentality that was there, and that was the one thing that would hinder someone because of the tradition is
but now Mama, looking back, what signs were there that would also which I think God was really talking here. It's just that Mina myself, I was in my own cocoon, I was in my own understanding, but I think God was already speaking.
I wouldn't say there is a sign that was gave me like personally, but it was amathos abejalushiro osisibesikondana. We have to be messy when so being ministering winkonjosisi or winkonjosei local during the week. And this was utisha. You are the teacher of the word, and then and then when God is doing things now, I always go back and say, I used to laugh at them when they labeled me a teacher of the word. But look at what God is doing now, yes. And then I always go back to being Sandok Shada, the time in Sandok Shada. And there was this mama, Shumaela, and she was preaching so powerfully, and God was using her. And then must be a or I said, Mungolokulu can use his people, the way the service was so powerful. Now now God can use you the same way that he was using that man. And then I just dismissed him, not God knows because I'm very shy. He knows that I'm very reserved. And all. God knows my personality, and all of that. And then I always go back to that with look at
God now. Look at God now. Yeah. It's true that sometimes, as you said, that when we talk about them, God is really laughing at him. It's like, like seriously, you don't know what the future has.
I was really disciplined on that one because it was really a belief. I don't know, it was a belief that I had. It was a safe space for me. A comfort zoning and no, God knows my personality. He knows and you know all of that stuff. And then when I was disciplined by the Holy Spirit, do you dare to limit me? My limitations were. Do you limit me, do you belittle me that much? My limitations do you not see me as you can validate me boxing and that's when I like, okay, Lord, I surrender. Do whatever.
And talk to me when God starts talking about calling, because now it's a very bit different. You are from the assemblies of God. Not female preachers are much like equipped to be a preacher. Honestly, you can do other things, but not really like a minister. You are married, and you're not just married to an ordinary person. You are married to a person who will be so. How does God come into your space? I don't want to say disturb that peace that you have, like that settlement. You know what? This is me and my understanding. How does God come into you in terms of now calling in? Be like, you know what? I think again there was some shyness, and this is what I want you to do.
I think that me coming to Durban, I think it was a way for God to take me away from everything that even was ukashangayo. And then ngafika la eThekwini, that's when I started embracing into yokusetshenziswa uNkulunkulu when I was here as a student at DUT. Mangifika at DUT, I joined a student Christian organization, and then from there, that's where I grew a lot and started understanding indaba, because even if I was always a bit crazy, even abazalwane bazobethi since bakuzomebiziwe now biziwe, so I'm supporting them, support someone obiziwe. And this
I'm here for the men of God. Please don't put me in the category.
So yeah, so when I was at DUT, then I started SCO. Then I started serving also by SCO and everything, and I started becoming passionate about Kwanzaa. And then I saw God using besinabo sis Precious, besinabo no sis Tobile, sikhona by SCO, and the things that God used to do with other women abebekhona lapho. And then that's where I started. It was holy jealousy, let me call it that, like holy jealousy. No man. No man. If God can do this, Ngabo, then why not me? Then why not me? And then that's when I started, I thought, yeah, man, let's do this.
Let's do this together.
Let's do this. Let's take the walk. I'm not sure where this is going to lead me to, and what doors are going to open, what doors are going to close, but I'm here. Let's do this thing. Then that's where I really started embracing it, and then that's where God started doing things. And it was okay because I was away. Zuma in Northern Natal.
Okay.
He was in Ladysmith at the time. So I was here. God was doing anything that He wanted. I was the side, and by the time he moved over to this side, I was already. I had already found my feet.
Okay.
Yes, I had already found my feet. And the into end is that when he does things, he is not chaotic. He is a very orderly person. He does not lazy confusion, because sometimes when someone say, then now so busy, then there's going to be confusion.
Okay.
But God is able to blend us together, and enze ubizo lethu ukuthi alicishe not say alifani ngathi lefani, but it complements each other.
Okay.
Yes, we complement each other in the way that God has called us. My husband is an evangelist. As much as
a pure clean word,
pure evangelist. And then I teach the word. I teach. These things, they balance each other out and they complement each other. We don't clash in any way. Sometimes his way of thinking is different to my way of thinking, but God always finds common ground when we come together and say, okay, we move forward this way, we move forward that way.
Mama, calling is different from just getting saved, right? And then, because when God starts to speak, I always say to people, but like, guys, no, it's me thinking my own things. Who do you go to? When you have found yourself, because you're already married, did you go to Uba Zuma and be like, hey, now you had a separate person, but like, hey, now who's my demand now hamba family could be but I just speak that
for me, like I said, I didn't have many mentors. I would say my real mentor was Zuma. He's the one who really encouraged me. even in times where I was doubting myself, being a cautious, okay, can I do this? No, you can do it. Don't worry, you can do this one. No man is go there, be brave, we are praying, we are behind you, and all of that stuff. Even when I wasn't sure about things, we obeying mentoration and stuff. And any obedience is that like I said, I didn't have a lot of female preachers that I would see on. Yes. So other people would be abazalwane besinabo ba-SCO nesikula sonke, but if ngithi ngifuna umuntu mhlawumbe usothe ukuthi ukhula, then I would definitely go to my husband. But I believe that God always prepares someone for you. Okay. In my case, He prepared my husband for me to be the support and the mentor that I needed, so that I was home ministry. But whenever God calls someone, He prepares someone also prepared. The same way with Umeri, that He prepared the way He prepared who's this now? Was it Elizabeth?
Yes.
Yes, He prepared Elizabeth to be pregnant miraculously, because my age was miraculous, because I said Dala with John. When Umeri is pregnant with those twins. So she had already Elizabeth also for a couple of months to prepare. So God will always prepare someone for you when He has called you. Always.
How difficult is it, Mama? Because you are quite very reserved. Honestly, I don't think we've been together for not even an hour, but when you said you are a reserved person, I was like, I can attest to that. But I haven't spent that much time. And the calling can really take you out of your own personality, can literally take you out of your comfort zone. Mm-hmm. Specifically because Ubaba is called and is an evangelist, so you guys probably have like abandona all over the universe. How do you still find to be you, regardless of the 1,000 kids that you have?
That is a very difficult one. That is a very difficult one. I remember when Santo Shada, I used to cry a lot. Saying mina angisangazi ukukhuluma babe sawubona mama njani ayisaphila sekuphelile ba sengilomile ngilindi babuzumaphi akaqedi, and then I would be crying up usukhalelana ngikathela wena umshiya ngedwa uzikhuluma, and then like God said, hey sisi, wake up, we are not a crash la ngekho umuntu ebebisitha yakho. And then God started teaching me to converse, just basic conversation, nabazalwane, was kuluma nani. So God from there was in fact bese reserved of then, because I was worse before this. I was worse, but after seeing this, so one cut. Then man shada, I had to learn was conversation nabazalwane. And now that I am in the journey of calling, as much as we ever got my complaints now and then, what helps me is that I am very forthcoming. Is like I have daughters, spiritual daughters, and daughters that I mentor. Up front, one thing about me, I am a reserved person who loves a personal space. Yeah. Sometimes when I am in that personal space, I shut out other, not that in their court, but I enjoy that space so much that in their court. So now and then, don't be afraid. Just remind me because I have mama and all of that stuff. So that helps me because I understand it up front, and then that helps with my relationships. Yes.
If personality yako is a bit reserved, equalling is a very bit tricky in terms of what you get all people from all sorts of life. Have you embraced yourself? Have you come to a point where you're like, you know what, guys, I'm not even going to explain myself, that this is just who I am?
Yes, I have learned over time to embrace myself, because I used to get that a lot when people misunderstand me. It's, we are Slovenia and we are Zanzibar and all of that stuff. But I said to the Lord and one from this to embrace myself, and He's asked to be done. And also He opens opportunities for me. This is how I am, but oh yes, she's okay, she's not that at all, she's okay. And I think that's the one thing that helps people to understand me. I love serving my secondary. I love the worshiping my secondary. I'm not that I'm saying it's wrong, but I'm not the mom from this also be a party or a figure massive says I do everything that I can when I'm at church.
You are literally hands-on.
I am hands-on when it comes to, and I love music.
Okay.
I always tell my children because I force myself into the worship team. Purely because I love worshiping the Lord, I love music. So whenever there is, at this point, I always get to a point where I say, okay, I think I want to understand that I know with the young people whom I get to serve with. Because most of the time I'll get to serve with young people in music, in ushering, in all kinds of stuff. When we go out, Zuma outreach and all of those things, then I get to
see them.
And they get to
okay.
see me. So I want to really wouldn't know exactly who I am. But then I also do get to serve with Abokoko, and then they get to see me. In them, and then after church we will relax and then we will talk to it, and then they get to see the real me. So God does present me with opportunities where abantu want, okay, this is
Mama, did you envision yourself in a Mama Fundisi position? Did you once left and dreamt like one day you children I'll be somewhere? I'll be somewhere there.
No, I have never ever thought of myself as in In fact, I did not want to do anything to do with the Mom for this. I think my reasons were wrong though, because my reason can be very ultimately beautiful things. It's stressing me again because at that time we used to have this at the mercy of Papa Zalwane.
Yeah.
Then and then I was like, never me, Lord, never me.
You want to work for your own things.
I want to work for my own things so that I can enjoy them. I can enjoy my own things in but then God, being God, and I got into because maybe if there's independent, things will be fine, I'll do my own things. But I think that was the way of God humbling me. From your high horse,
calm down to people.
Calm down. Then I became a mama from DC. I just had matric. I didn't have not a single diploma or certificate, nothing, just matric and so from 203, 204, 205, then 206 ngahamba ngiyageza ngathi ngizofunda nakhona nje bengasebenzi then ngisebenza 2009. That's when I started working and having an income. But God wayefuna ukungikhombisa ukuthi when you are called, you don't rely on people, but you rely on God. God is the one who provides for you. It's always been God, and agagaze asenzele phansi. You know, I always look back ukuthi mina as umuntu obithanda izinto, I always look back ukuthi mangisindiswa mangishada bengasebenzi ngane income. Bob Zuma was a probation as a pastor in AOG, and income abayenza around the time was 1,000 and some change. And he is the eldest ekhaya kubo. There's family to take care of. So this 1,000 he has to divide in 100 different ways. But you know, we have never, as God used to expand whatever ebesinako and have other ways of provision. So I usually say that period was where God wanted to show me that He is the provider. Not abazalwane, not ibandla, not even you. Even when you have a job, it's not you who provides, God who provides. And as long as you are content and happy with what God is doing for you, then He will open up more doors and expand His processes.
Mama, you know, being a mom for this nowadays, especially on the social media, is like a big baby. I don't know how people take it, but there's some crazy way. Mama for this. Can you talk to someone who thinks that Mama Fundisi is all this cute glamour thing, especially of our age? And when you have been in this for like decades now. I guess if the 20, this is like 20. This is the 20th.
Yeah.
Can I just talk to someone? It's all about being patella in. But don't think you patella and you think this is where I sit and everyone serves me.
First lady
of the house. Can I just talk, because when you have full experience, not really full experience, but you've walked the journey and you've seen the realities of being there.
Yeah. No, being a Fundisi is not. It's not an easy thing. It's not glitz and glamour as it's usually painted.
Sometimes that I blame you guys. The way you're listening, you know what? The girl has to do with all the slaying and there's no responsibilities and as if it's